welcome to All the Right Friends with Scott Austin. I'm hanging with my main man, mixer extraordinaire, Mark Needham. We are in the Cakewalk booth at NAMM 2009. Mark, are you having fun at NAMM this year?
Sure, I always have fun at NAMM.
Tell me, what's the most exciting innovation you've seen, besides, of course, the new sonar program for Cakewalk?
I was impressed by the new Melodyne 3, just being able to internally grab stuff in a chord and be able to tune that or change the notes. That would be great for me, for guitar players who play the wrong stuff, you know.
That never happens, does it? In your line of work?
I like this, there's a banjo electric guitar that I've been thinking about getting, so I saw a couple of those downstairs, and it's like, it's like an electric guitar that has the banjo head on it.
Wow. That could come in handy with
it's a different sound, you know. So I'm thinking if I can pick one of those up before I leave.
Let's talk about some of the bands you're working on right now. We were talking about Divide the Day.
Divide the Day is a band that we're doing to our production company and trying to get signed right now. And getting a bunch of bites, which is good. It's kind of just, it's just heavy, straight rock and roll, which is fun. Loud guitars, the big vocal and stuff. It's fun.
Let's talk about the breakout artist story, hopefully, of the year for you, Iglu and Hartley. It's done really well overseas. What do we...
We're just starting on 3 singles. We just started yesterday. I think Jarvis wrote probably another 7 songs, and I narrowed it down to 3. Gonna have those done by the end of next week, I hope. And that comes out on the Universal Republic release in April. We hope we do well here. We're trying to get 4 or 5 singles deep,
It's an interesting story, the Iglu and Hartley story. I was with you when you first saw them in Texas, South by Southwest, and I won't say what my opinion of was the band. But it was an interesting story. So you basically met the band, and then you decided to work with them.
No, actually, they came to me through my website.
Okay.
And I met with them here, and then saw them South by Southwest. Took you to the show at South by Southwest,
which I loved.
Yeah, I loved. Yeah.
Now that it's popular, I'm going to say
Scott was a big fan.
Yeah.
But I saw something there. I mean, I have to admit, nobody else. Everybody thought I was crazy, and I saw something interesting there with Jarvis. I thought they had some interesting tunes, and it was interesting to see it. A year and a half later in London last month. To see it at a big venue with 3,000 kids jumping up and down and screaming the words to all the songs. It was like, okay. I mean, it was a little bit of a validation that I wasn't out of my mind. I'm still probably doing about 30% of my time producing, developing. I mean, I would say most of our production is developing new artists. That's kind of, I have a branch of my company that's really focusing on that. We have some writers that are involved that are working with the company now to help these bands along. I think I plan on that becoming a bigger part, probably trying to get up to maybe 30 acts on my imprint in the next 3 years.
I heard you have a favorite NAMM story.
All right, I came here with a band I was developing. This is probably 10 years ago, and I meet the lead singer here. The band was supposed to meet. He was supposed to meet me. The lead singer comes in, and I noticed he's got kind of an odd look on his face, and he'd just taken like 2 hits of acid, and he had wandering around NAMM. I left him. I found him like 5 hours later, just kind of sitting in the corner, sort of quivering. Can you imagine being here for 5 hours straight just at this place? And that's what it was. It was on a Saturday. It's when this was like really a crazy event. He was like just quivering in the corner.
It's definitely like sensory overload. There's lights flashing. There's guitars everywhere, but it's very cool. What's your favorite display that you saw this year?
I had really favorite displays. I mean, I have a lot of area. I really love. I would love to hit the downstairs where all the new manufacturers are. It's always really interesting. I remember the guy who had the MIDI log I saw down there once, that when you play acoustic guitar, you can tap your foot on the log. It had a MIDI output, so you could be a kick drum or something.
You mean one-man band?
Yeah, it didn't like take over the world, but there's always some interesting kind of on-the-edge stuff down there, which is fun. I like to wander through, see a bunch of people I haven't seen, and catch up with some of the reps who I work with. It's always good. I go by the DW booth, and I'm a DW artist. just SPI. I just kind of hit all the people that I work with. Cakewalk, so here I am. Just try to keep up with some of the people that I work with over the year, and see what new things are out there. There's a lot of cool stuff out here,
Well, you're pretty cool. Mark Needham at NAMM 2009, our friends at Cakewalk, thanks for letting us use the booth.
Thank you.
And I think we'll see you next year.